Hi guys, I'm Charlie Tolhurst and welcome to a special video today. Now I'm going to be talking all about Insualate Britain and what I make of the organisation. The video today is Insualate Britain an eco-terrorist group? That is the question. Are they terrorists? Now, there's been a lot of people asking me these questions. Are Insualate Britain eco-terrorists? Are they people who are gluing themselves to roads, causing chaos? Well, that's what this video is going to answer the question. There has been plenty of videos of Insualate Britain, and many people have been concerned about the number of protesters blocking roads. Now, Insualate Britain's aim is very simple. They want all homes or all social housing in the UK or in Britain insulated by 2025. They're calling on the UK government to improve insulation. Now, understand the whole aim of this. I understand that we should be insulating more of our homes. I understand there are people out there that live in poverty. Some people who live in very bad homes, especially some elderly people. So I understand the message they're bringing. However, though, they're conveying the message and they're propagating the message in the wrong way. So we've seen these. So what does this mean? Well, we've seen horrible scenes over the last week or two. This has been going on since last month. We've seen over the last month there's been some horrendous images of this eco mob blocking major roads in this country. They've blocked the M25. They've also blocked the M4. They've blocked the junction leading to Heathrow Airport. They've also blocked the Port of Dover, London. They've also targeted Wandsworth Bridge. They've stood outside a children's hospital. They've also been to Thurrock as well, where junction 30 is on the M25. Literally not far from the QE2 bridge. Just on that slip road where Lakeside is, they have been demonstrating there as well. So they have been to a lot of places, have Insualate Britain. And it is causing a headache for the British people. And my view is this. We need to lock these people up snugly in prison. We cannot have any more of this nonsense. These people are just terrorists. I understand their views, but they can't be sitting in the middle of the road. You've got people out there who need to get to work. You've got people out there, they've got children that need to go to school and have an education. You've got key workers needing to get to their work. You've got some people who have got to get to urgent appointments. And the other week I heard that a woman suffered a stroke the other month and his son was sitting by her side. It was a journey that was meant to take an hour and a half to get to hospital, and it took them 6 hours. And that was a direct result of the Insualate Britain protest. And that woman that one of the journalists, Richard Madeley, said on Good Morning Britain, when he interviewed Liam, he said that person was paralysed. That person had a stroke, was late for a hospital appointment, took 6 hours to get there instead of an hour and a half, and she was left paralysed from the neck down, could not speak, lost speech, could have died as a result of those protests. These people are endangering the lives of UK citizens, whether they are from all generations. Every citizen in this country is facing a immoral task of keeping up with these eco-warriors. The eco-warriors right now are causing unnecessary disruption to British people's and British public's lives. The whole incentive of Insulate Britain is completely diabolical. And Liam Norton may go out on all of these media outlets, whether you like them or not. Mainstream media have got to start properly reporting on this. GB News, well done to you. You are covering this, and I've literally been watching the coverage on GB News of this unfold. They've actually been out there and properly covered these protests, whilst the other mainstream media seem to ignore the fact that these protests are actually happening. So this needs to warrant more press coverage. The man who's in charge of this, as I said earlier, Liam Norton, is also a founder of Extinction Rebellion. And if you knew what Extinction Rebellion used to do, they used to go around jumping on trains, gluing themselves to printing presses, demanding the government to take action on making Britain net carbon zero by a certain date. So it's the same guy that runs Extinction Rebellion that has founded Insulate Britain. And I have to say, Insulate Britain are a lot worse than Extinction Rebellion are, in that they are gluing themselves to roads. Especially the M25. The road that is a bypass road, a road that is a complete loop that never ends. You've got protesters blocking whatever side of the carriageway. And I have to say this, we need to look at a complete overhaul of our justice system. A complete overhaul of basically increasing sentencing for crimes like this. I don't support basically peaceful protesting. Peaceful protesting is fine. As long as protesting is... I support protest. But not... And if it's done peacefully. But if it's done in a way like Insulate Britain are doing, where it causes disruption, then I am not for it. And I do think that these people need to be locked up in prison. And I was watching an interview the other day with Dan Wootton. There was this woman the other week who was in a Range Rover, like a Range Rover Velar, and she was trying to get her son to school, and she got out and screamed at the protesters, and she dragged them out the road, and she actually drove over these people. Like, I'm not surprised that one of these protesters could have died if they'd been run over. And I'm not blaming the woman for doing that. I'm not blaming her for it. I'm not saying that that is not like causing unwanted harm or anything. These are people that are fed up with these. Members of the public who are fed up with Insulate Britain. They're causing attempted murder. They're not doing that. They want to get out and do their thing. This mother had a child who was late for school. A 12-year-old son. Her 12-year-old son was late for school. She was late for work. And she got caught up in these traffic jams. And I believe this was in Thurrock. Of the mob blocking that road. It is horrendous. Well done to that woman for speaking out on GB News about this. Or speaking out on the mainstream media about this. I forgot your name, but well done. There is a lot of anger right now, and certainly a lot of tension across this country with the Insulate Britain movement. Priti Patel must get an act on this. And for some of these protests, there have been a lack of police presence at some of these protests. There have been too many of these people. There was one woman who was arrested 5 times. Yes, one woman got arrested 5 times for just joining a protest. She was arrested 5 times and still been released. These people need to be arrested and sent to prison. And I hope the government, when they bring through this new crime, police and sentencing bill through Parliament, I hope that once this comes into law, which I want it to as soon as possible, I hope that when that comes into law, people like this who protest in a dangerous way, like Insualte Britain are, will face a prison sentence. And I want prison sentencing for this to be increased. For people who are protesting in a dangerous manner. Because as I said, guys, what they said the other day about the M25, they're asking people or advising people to drive at 20 miles per hour on the M25 or avoid it at all, is complete fascism. It's a dictatorship imposed on the individual citizen. I think it's time now that we must accept that we must stand up against Insualte Britain. We must show our resistance to this horrible organisation, and we must show ourselves that we can fight for our lives, not in a way that they're doing, but fight for our lives in that we want to get on with them. We want to continue what we are doing and accept that these protesters must get out of the way, and also we must try and take action to arrest these criminals and lock them up in prison. And I think Liam Norton, who heads this organisation up, is a criminal in his own right. He should not be going around doing this. He should be locked up in prison. If he was in somewhere like France, I'm sure they would lock him up immediately. Other countries would lock him up in prison, because even though he has his own views, and I do understand totally why he's got these views, he must not go out there and do exactly what he's doing, as he's causing unnecessary disruption to the British public and causing a big divide across much of the UK right now. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and thank you so much for listening. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Chazza Squash, and I'll alert you when new videos will be uploaded. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Good night.